Randy Orton is done sitting in the shadows, and the entire landscape of WWE just shifted in a way we didn't see coming. After weeks of mystery, cryptic silence, and speculation running wild through the internet, the Viper finally broke his silence about one of the most shocking confrontations we've seen in recent memory. What he revealed isn't just an explanation, it's a masterclass in understanding why Randy Orton remains one of the most dangerous and psychologically complex performers in professional wrestling today. Stick with WWE Express as we break down everything the Viper just told us and what it means for his future. For those who might have missed it, the image of Randy Orton standing over a decimated jelly roll sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. One moment we're watching what everyone assumed would be a relatively straightforward interaction, and the next moment, Orton's aggression erupts in a way that felt primal, calculated, and absolutely brutal. The internet exploded. Fans were confused. Analysts were divided. Some saw it as crossing a line, others saw it as pure genius storytelling. But Randy Orton himself had been completely silent about the whole thing, and that silence was deafening. In professional wrestling, sometimes what you don't say is far more powerful than what you do, and Orton was playing that card perfectly. What makes Randy Orton such a fascinating character to analyze is his ability to operate in this gray space between hero and villain, between calculated predator and explosive force of nature. He's not someone who needs to justify his actions immediately. He's not someone who gets flustered or defensive. The Viper moves at his own pace, and when he finally decides to speak, people listen. This isn't just about ego or arrogance, although Randy certainly has both in abundance. It's about understanding that in professional wrestling, mystique and controlled revelation are currency. Every word he chooses to speak or not speak shapes perception, builds narrative, and deepens the complexity of his character. When Orton finally broke his silence, he went deeper than most would expect. He didn't just say he got angry or that something rubbed him the wrong way. Instead, Randy explained the psychology behind his actions in a way that reminded us why he's considered one of the best mind games players in WWE history. He talked about respect, about boundaries, about the code that exists between performers inside and outside the ring. He discussed how certain actions and certain attitudes represent something he fundamentally cannot tolerate, not just as a performer but as someone who spent nearly 20 years understanding the nuances of this industry. This is crucial context for understanding Randy Orton in 2026. He's past the point in his career where he needs to prove anything through reckless action or unnecessary aggression. When Randy Orton commits violence, when Randy Orton makes a statement, it's because something has transgressed a line that matters to him deeply. He's not reacting from emotion in the moment, he's responding from conviction. And that distinction is everything. It's the difference between a character who seems unstable and unpredictable in a sloppy way, and a character who is dangerous precisely because he operates according to a code that only he fully understands. The destruction of Jelly Roll, as Orton explained it, wasn't a random act. It was a message. It was a statement about who Randy Orton is in this current era of his career. It was about establishing that there are lines that don't get crossed, not because he's made some grand declaration, but because he's simply not going to accept certain things anymore. And the beautiful thing about how he framed it is that it applies to multiple levels of the story simultaneously. Are we talking about something that happened between them personally? Are we talking about something more general that Jelly Roll represented? Are we talking about Orton asserting dominance and making sure everyone knows his place in the hierarchy? The answer might be yes to all of those, or it might be that Orton is leaving that deliberately ambiguous, which is exactly how the Viper operates. What Randy Orton's explanation also revealed is his current headspace going into the next phase of his career. There's a hunger there, but it's not the hunger of someone desperate to prove anything. It's the hunger of someone who has nothing left to lose and everything to take. He's already a legend. He's already main event WrestleManias. He's already held every championship that matters. So what drives Randy Orton now? The answer is control. The answer is legacy. The answer is making sure that when history writes the story of this era of WWE, it's written on his terms, by his rules, according to his vision of who Randy Orton is. This is where the psychology gets absolutely fascinating. Because now, whatever comes next with Orton, whether it's a push toward a major championship, whether it's an extended rivalry, whether it's something else entirely, we're looking at a version of Randy Orton who has essentially declared open season on anyone who doesn't meet his standards. That's incredibly powerful storytelling because it means the entire roster has to react to him. The entire company has to react to him. He set the stage, made his statement, and now everyone has to figure out how to respond. For WWE Express fans who have been following Randy Orton's journey, this moment connects to something larger about his character arc. We've watched Orton evolve from the cocky young star who seemed invincible, through periods of injury and doubt, through his legendary legacy runs, and now into this phase where he seems to be consolidating power through sheer force of will and reputation. He doesn't need to talk constantly. He doesn't need to explain himself in detail. His actions speak volumes, and his occasional words carry enormous weight because they're rare and purposeful. The implications of Orton breaking his silence are massive for the direction of WWE programming. This is a veteran performer essentially drawing a line in the sand and saying that he's not going to be a supporting character in anyone else's story anymore. He's the Viper, he's been in this industry long enough to know exactly what he wants, and he's not going to compromise on it. Whether the next chapter involves him pursuing championship gold, squashing his way through the roster, or something more nuanced and unexpected, we can be certain that Randy Orton is going to be exactly who he wants to be, consequences be damned. We want to thank you for watching WWE Express break down Randy Orton's incredible explanation for his actions and what it means for the future of WWE storytelling. If you're loving this deep dive into wrestling psychology and character analysis, smash the like button and subscribe to WWE Express for more original wrestling commentary that celebrates the art of professional wrestling. Drop a comment below and tell us what you think about Randy Orton's next move. What do you want to see the Viper do next? And don't forget to check out our other videos exploring the greatest storylines, character arcs, and psychological warfare in modern wrestling. Stay phenomenal, and we'll see you next time on WWE Express.